Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders. Have we finally settled this debate ahead of the 2025 NFL Draft? I believe we have settled this argument, and I'm going to break it all down for you in this video. I am also going to discuss both players in depth one more time ahead of the draft. I will cover their stylistic differences, their projected ceiling potential, some player comparisons, and then I'm going to compare some of their tape to paint a clearer picture of each player. But before we get started with the analysis, I want to remind everyone to check out our website, footballscout365.com, where you can find all of our NFL Draft content. You can find our NFL Draft Big Board, all of our NFL Draft written content, player evaluations, and so much more. Again, that is all on our website, footballscout365.com. Okay, so the debate in regards to who will be the top quarterback drafted in the 2025 NFL Draft, I believe it's been settled to this point. The Tennessee Titans, unless they are legit posturing to trade back in this draft, they are basically at a 90% consensus, if not much higher at this juncture, that they are going to draft Cam Ward #1 overall. Now, Shedeur Sanders, it's not as clear for him, but I think the tea leaves are starting to paint a clearer picture of his potential landing spots. Now, the New York Giants have long been the team everyone is projecting to draft Shedeur, but I have believed over the course of the last month or so, and I have even mocked in my last mock draft 5.0, which you can also find here on our YouTube channel. I'll link this in the description as well, but I have Shedeur Sanders going #2 overall in this latest mock draft to the Cleveland Browns, and I had that prior to this Jameis Winston signing and the recent Russell Wilson signing as well. Does that mean that the Giants are going to pass on a quarterback if one were to fall to them at 3rd overall? I don't think that's the case. I believe that the Giants, they are just simply protecting themselves in the circumstance that we see both Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders going #1 and 2 overall in this draft class. Now, with that being said, there's going to be a massive onslaught of debate in the media regarding these two players moving forward. I think that the NFL, they absolutely want this kind of drama leading up to the NFL draft. All right, so let's talk about the differences stylistically between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders and some of their comparisons, both what I think and what other analysts have mentioned about both players. Now, let's start with Cam Ward first. He looked amazing at his recent pro day. He threw to wide open receivers. He was throwing on air. Every quarterback should look good in this environment, throwing to familiar teammates. But in terms of what Cam Ward actually did at his pro day, he was able to actually show off the arm talent, the ability to use different arm angles, and his knack for throwing off platform and with high velocity, regardless of whether or not his base is set below him. Stylistically speaking, Cam Ward, in my opinion, is very similar to Justin Fields in his ability to really feel pressure and escape, while also very similar to Josh Allen, minus obviously the height advantage that Josh Allen would have compared to Cam Ward. But the confidence level that Cam Ward has in his arm strength, in his ability to make plays out of structure, off platform, very comparable to Josh Allen in that kind of way. Now, the ceiling potential for Cam Ward, and it's only getting higher the more that I continue to watch the all-22 footage of his 1 year at Miami, and it is absolutely impressive how poised and calm this dude is when he's under pressure, his ability to sidestep pressure and see it coming, his ability to buy time and not getting too skittish when he's standing in the pocket or forcing things too early. His ability to buy time to throw the football and not just take off running is exactly what you want in today's NFL quarterback. His ceiling, once again, in my opinion, and this has changed tremendously over the last few months, and quite honestly, the gap is starting to widen a bit between him and Shedeur Sanders when it comes to their ceiling potential value. I believe Ward has a top 10 NFL level ceiling, and I think that the debate about his risk-taking is a little bit more overplayed than what it should be. And you're going to see what I mean when you actually watch the all-22 footage. Now, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders real quick. Now, ahead of the NFL Combine, I had graded Shedeur Sanders pretty equally to Cam Ward, and a lot of this was based on NFL readiness at the time. In addition to that, I also viewed Shedeur Sanders as a guy who has played in an offense that lacked creativity, and he was playing behind an inconsistent offensive line, a really bad offensive line 2 years ago, a very inconsistent yet improved offensive line in 2024, but still very inconsistent. And I think a lot of that had to do with the lack of creativity as well. But now that we are fast forwarding ahead here, and I've re-examined the all-22 footage, nothing has really changed in my opinion of Shedeur Sanders outside of the differentiating styles between him and Cam Ward. Obviously, Shedeur, he does not possess the same type of arm talent as Cam Ward. He does not have the same ability to create out of structure as Cam Ward. He doesn't have the arm strength to throw off platform that Cam Ward obviously possesses. Cam Ward is the better athlete. Now, when it comes to player comparisons, I've mentioned Brock Purdy. I've mentioned Andy Dalton as kind of a floor comparison, not the current Andy Dalton, but the Andy Dalton when he was coming out of TCU. While I've heard other names like Joe Burrow and Geno Smith, now all of these names are players that can create. They have adequate arm strength or strong arms, not elite level arm talent, and they all thrive playing in structure, something that I believe Sanders didn't get to showcase that often in Colorado's offense due to the lack of creativity and the inconsistent offensive line play, which can also be attributed to the lack of creativity as well, which I've already mentioned. So in terms of his ceiling potential, I think he's going to thrive in a more rhythm-based offense in an offensive structure that is not completely inconsistent, something that he experienced at Colorado. I think that he will thrive. I think he has the potential to thrive more in the NFL than at the college level. I think this is a very high IQ player, a smart player, and a very good decision maker at the end of the day. And he's also a very accurate passer. Now, at the end of the day, both players, they are projected to be drafted in the first round, with Cam Ward expected to go number 1 overall to the Tennessee Titans, while Shedeur Sanders could land anywhere between picks 2 and 22. Now, I've seen people mocking Shedeur Sanders as far back as the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round. I've seen people drop him completely out of the first round, which I don't believe that's going to happen whatsoever. I absolutely don't even see him falling out of the top 15 picks. I see if he gets to the Giants, I think the Giants are going to take him. If he ends up, on the board and the Jets are picking, the Jets have to consider it. If he lands, in front of the Las Vegas Raiders, they have to also consider it. I mean, he has to get past the Jets, the Raiders, the Titans. I mean, there's 3 teams right there that he has to get past if he doesn't go in the top 5 overall in the 2025 NFL draft. Okay, so that is the breakdown. That is where I stand. That is where the consensus is at currently for both of these quarterbacks. Now, obviously, there are a lot of additional names at the quarterback position to keep an eye on, but these are the top 2 on our draft board and everyone else's draft board as well. So they're going to get all the attention as of right now. Now, as far as the tape is concerned, I am going to post a snippet of the film reviews for each player in this video. And then if you want to see the full length version for both players, you can check that out for free on our website, footballscout365.com. And I will link both reviews into the description of this video. That's going to do it for the film preview. Please go check out the full review on our website, footballscout365.com. Once again, I do want to say thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more NFL draft content.